We can speculate about what was going on with the, the radio and everything else and Bruce walking in there. You can speculate all you want to. I'll speculate with you because...
My speculation is that somebody is obviously manipulating them to get them into one place.
Yes.
Which is obvious. My only question is, was Bruce part of the manipulation, that someone was manipulating him, or was he the one doing the manipulation? That's my only question in that whole thing. I know that someone's doing this.
Yeah.
My thought process is it's her.
Raven.
No.
Who?
Snaps. Claps.
Deathstroke's wife.
What?
Yeah.
What does she got going on? She got something going on that we don't know about? Is she supernatural?
That was part of the whole conversation that Grayson was having with Bruce in the cell. Think back to her. Did you guys miss that?
No, we didn't miss it.
They were talking a lot about her.
They talked a lot about
her.
She's... Huh?
There's something more going on with her.
See, how did you get that?
That's what I'm wondering too.
Because Grayson and Bruce have the conversation in his head, because he's thinking back in his head and he's talking to himself.
Okay, this is
thinking back to the scenario.
This is Bruce trying to hammer home that there's something more going on with Jericho than anything.
Yes.
Where are you getting the wife?
Because it's not Bruce.
Let's just let him go.
It's Grayson trying to convince himself that there's something else going on.
Let's just leave it alone.
This is why I hate the fact that you both...
No, I want to talk about this because this is not something that comes up to my knowledge, at least. Like, this could potentially be something further down the line. So now I'm interested right now. I'm interested in this conversation. I want to know how you came up with this.
Because when he's in the cell and Bruce Wayne is a figment of his imagination and he's arguing with himself, basically, is what's happening. He's talking about how, she didn't really want forgiveness. There's something going on here. She sent him into the room for a reason.
Jericho.
But she's like, there's no...
She says they might be able to give you what you're looking for.
Yes.
They might be able to give you what you're looking for.
They went back and they replayed the conversation, and Dick is going over everything in his head. And very much a "they" is uttered, and it's very much like...
And they brought it back up again.
You're paying more attention. You're paying more attention to Deathstroke and how he's very like looking like he's getting ready to have a stroke.
Yep.
And that's it. I want her.
There's something going on with her.
Okay.
There's gotta be.
Yeah. We're just here to throw you off.
No.
Sure.
Think about it, though.
I thought about it.
You've seen it.
I know.
This is why I hate the fact that you guys
He hasn't. He hasn't. He's seen what I've seen. And this is is a new concept that neither one of us are familiar to. We're just trying to understand how you came up with this thought process.
Because first, she was against Deathstroke.
Mm-hmm.
She did not want him a part of their lives at all.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's with her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jericho.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I get
Jericho. Because she knows about Jericho. She knows Jericho is inside Deathstroke.
Right, which we made that conversation 2 weeks ago.
Right.
When we said, did he get inside of it? And we said, well, is it possible because he had to be looking at him to do it?
Okay.
Remember we had that conversation?
Kinda. Let's pretend like we did.
Let's just say yes.
No,
Let's just say
brought
yes.
up in the whole Jericho episode when we realized that he gets stabbed.
Yeah. I thought it was dead. This was before I had said, I'm done, I have to watch more.
Right, but you said, because of his power of going into somebody, you said, go back and listen to the podcast.
Okay.
You said that perhaps he could just transfer his conscious into Deathstroke.
Did
And
I?
I said, yes. And I said, well, that's not possible because he has
Well,
to be
Lee
looking
at that.
him.
Hang on. Lee at that point knew what happened. I didn't. So now I'm wondering if I made that guess.
You made that guess. And I said that's not possible because he has to be looking at him to make it. Because Jericho strictly says I have to be looking in their eyes to make it
Huh.
happen.
I'm okay. All right, fine.
Oh, but Deathstroke only has one eye, so therefore it couldn't happen.
Oh,
It has to be looking
okay.
into his
We're
their
still
eyes.
Well, no.
still
The fact
still.
that Jericho
still
got
talking-
stabbed and was, but the fact that Jericho got stabbed
Yes.
and is no longer looking in his eyes, he can no longer be controlling his conscience,
Poof. It happened.
Mm.
which is what you said. They're probably going to find a way to make it happen. If you listen back to it, that's
Okay.
this is our conversation.
Okay, so let's go back to how you think his mom
Go-
has something
Yes,
to do with
please.
everything.
Let's go back.
go back
Because right now,
Hold on. Go back to that conversation and splice it in here.
characters. I think it's happened a few times in Lord of the Rings, in the books. It's happened in Game of Thrones or the A Song of Ice and Fire series, where you have certain characters who are able to like put their mental space inside of something else. Some can do it with people, most can do it with animals, but it's a common concept in high fantasy. And I like that we're seeing that here with this kid, which makes me doubt his death. like okay, so this kid can like go into somebody else and puppet them, and then he dies, and I'm supposed to believe that he's not puppeting something else out there to like stay alive? Come on, I don't know.
The only thing with this one is he has to be looking at them for it to happen. He has to have eye contact. That's the
Okay.
only.
I-
That's the only. But I see your
guess
point, though. It potentially.
The door's open.
It's a superhero. The door is definitely open.
The door's
I agree.
open. Okay.
Figure this out.
Okay, yeah,
I'm
I still want to go back to how you get from Jericho's special and superpowers and Deathstroke and Mind to Mom got something going on. Where's the connection?
Where's the connection?
Yes.
Because the last time we saw her, she flipped. She's pissed.
Flipped.
She flipped.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it's Deathstroke, it's Jericho, whatever.
Couldn't
But
that
it's
just
not
be it?
really.
It could just
but
be,
it's not-
oh, my
it's
son
not
is
really-
living inside your head. I love my son. Fine, you'll stay. That's kind of how I took it. What? Why is
I don't-
she?
Because you think it's that easy.
Yes.
You really think it's that easy? Oh,
Yes.
the guy I hate, the guy who has been like destroying my life.
My son is
for-
alive in his head.
Yeah.
It's as easy as that. It could
Right, but
literally
there's the-
literally be that simple.
It could be, but is it going to be a back and forth dichotomy
Hey,
where he comes
can
back
we
and
just
forth?
let Chuck explain how he feels about this episode, please?
No, I enjoy this
Without
conversation.
arguing with him.
It doesn't
I
make
really wanna
sense.
hear how
No,
Chuck
Lee,
feels.
stop. It doesn't make sense. This theory doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. No, I'm not gonna let it go. No, this
The
theory
thing
is
is, though-
it does not make any sense at all.
Here's what I don't like: is I'm the only one who has theories.
Yeah, because
yeah.
we know.
I
No, we don't.
know.
No, we don't. We don't know whether his theory is right or wrong.
Wait, you don't? I thought you watched the whole season.
I did. There's nothing that to give a little bit away. There's nothing that ends with like her anything. But that doesn't
Exactly.
mean that something can't happen in the third season, which is kind of what I'm like going on. Because they didn't write her off. They didn't write her off anywhere. She's still very much like a background character, and that's what I'm wondering. Like, I want to know. It's not impossible.
So if that's not the case, then it's Jericho.
That's kind of what I thought. That the only reason why Deathstroke is there in the house is because Jericho is alive in his head. Mommy loves her baby boy that much that, okay, fine, you'll stay, protect him, blah, blah, blah. I didn't really look at it any further than that.
Well, I'm saying no. The whole getting them together again, getting
Who?
the Titans in this episode.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Getting them to the diner in
You
Elko.
think that she had to do with getting them back together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not? if they're gonna be able to, if
Why
if
was
it-
Bruce there?
No,
that's
no.
why that was my
No.
question. Nope, that was my question. Is either A, somebody manipulated Bruce to get there, or Bruce was the one who did the whole thing.
Right.
So if it wasn't Bruce and it was somebody else, she hates Deathstroke, right?
Very much
But she
so.
loves Jericho. But she loves
Very
Jericho.
much so. Yes.
So if Jericho's conscience is in Deathstroke, what was that movie where the conscience kept on bouncing from person to person?
Fallen.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Time.
what could
is on my
potentially
side.
happen?
John Goodman
that-
singing that song is so dope. It's so awesome.
Ollie, ollie, oxen free. Time is on my side. Yes, it is. Time is on my side. You like the Stone Tops?
So here's the reason why I think that she could be behind it, is if she wants to separate Jericho from Deathstroke and get Jericho out of Deathstroke, she's not going to do it. She's going to need people who can do it. And she knows about Grayson and his Titans, so why not get them together so they can be the ones that could make that happen?
Yep.
Does that theory not hold?
I see why she would want the Titans to get back together. I see why she would want something to happen. I don't see why she has to be special in order to like facilitate.
I didn't say
that.
she was. I didn't say she was special. I said she just made it happen. We don't know. I don't
Maybe.
know. I don't know how it all happened. I don't know how Donna Troy got the phone call from Rachel. I don't know how on the big video screen, all the TVs in Corey's her
All about donuts.
penthouse.
We got jellies.
Yeah, how that happened. I don't know how that all happened.
I actually love how Corey gets there and just wants donuts. I
Yeah.
want 24 donuts. And she's like, yeah, well, people in hell want ice water. So she's like, get me donuts now.
Yeah.
Burns the counter. And then it's like, donuts coming right up.
So that's why I thought there was something behind Jericho's mom.
Mom. I guess.
Maybe it's
Yes.
Raven's mom.
Who's dead?
Who's dead?
Eh, well, hey,
She's Ash.
Maybe it
ever
doesn't
really
matter.
dead.
No, she turned to ash.
That is not dead.
It's
In
not
every
dead.
other show, that we're watching right now, like death means nothing. So I'm just saying.
But there's no.
The dead
There's no
speak.
Jedi and there's no witches.
This is true.